the shepherd in turbulent times. In the heart of the early 6th century, a time of great turmoil and transformation, emerged a leader whose steadfast faith and courage would guide the church through stormy seas. Saint Symmachus, pope and shepherd of the faithful, faced challenges that tested not only his wisdom, but the very foundation of the church itself. This audiobook invites you to journey through the life and legacy of Pope Symmachus, a man of deep conviction, unyielding spirit, and enduring faith. From his rise to the papacy amid political strife, to his defense of the church's independence, and his lasting impact on Christian history, his story is one of resilience and hope. Join us as we explore the epic tale of Saint Symmachus, a pope who stood firm in the face of adversity, inspiring generations to come. Chapter 1. The Birth of a Shepherd. In the waning days of the 5th century, Rome was a city caught between the echoes of its imperial glory and the rising tide of political upheaval. It was into this world that Symmachus was born, a child destined for greatness not through conquest or royal blood, but through faith and service. Raised in a devout Christian family, Symmachus was nurtured with the stories of saints and martyrs, the teachings of Christ, and the traditions of the early church. His youth was shaped by prayer, study, and a growing desire to dedicate his life to the spiritual welfare of his community. From the earliest days, his character revealed a rare combination of humility and strength. Those who knew him spoke of his unwavering sense of justice, his gentle leadership, and an inner fire that burned brighter with each challenge he faced. As he matured, Symmachus climbed steadily through the ranks of the clergy, earning respect and admiration for his wisdom and compassion. His deep understanding of Scripture and church law made him a trusted advisor and a beacon of hope amid the uncertainties of the time. Little did he know, his journey would soon bring him to the very heart of the church's power, the chair of Peter, at a moment when the papacy itself was threatened by division and discord. Chapter 2. A Divided Church and a Contested Throne. The death of Pope Anastasius II in 498 left a power vacuum in Rome that quickly ignited fierce rivalry. The church, meant to be a symbol of unity and divine guidance, found itself fractured by human ambition and political maneuvering. Two men emerged as contenders for the papal throne: Symmachus, known for his piety and steady character, and Laurentius, a figure supported by powerful factions within Rome and by King Theodoric the Great, the Ostrogothic ruler who held sway over the city. The city became a battlefield, not with swords but with words, alliances, and influence. Clergy and laity were divided, and violence occasionally erupted in the streets. Churches were occupied by opposing groups, each claiming legitimacy for their candidate. Symmachus, however, refused to yield. Recognizing the gravity of his responsibility, he appealed to the conscience of all involved, reminding them that the papacy was not a prize for the victorious, but a sacred trust bestowed by God for the care of his people. With remarkable courage and diplomacy, Symmachus sought the intervention of King Theodoric, appealing for a just resolution. Theodoric, wary of unrest in his capital, ultimately supported Symmachus, declaring him the rightful pope. Yet this endorsement came with its own complications, highlighting the delicate balance between secular authority and spiritual independence. This tumultuous beginning to Symmachus's papacy was a trial by fire. He faced not only external opposition, but internal doubts and accusations, some seeking to discredit him through councils and investigations. Through it all, Symmachus remained steadfast, focusing on healing the wounds of division and restoring the church's sacred mission. His leadership during this crisis would set important precedents for the autonomy and authority of future popes. Chapter 3. Trials of Faith and Leadership. Once firmly established as pope, Symmachus faced a relentless storm of challenges, testing both his faith and his capacity to lead. The bitter divisions that had fractured the church had not disappeared overnight. The wounds ran deep, and factions loyal to Laurentius and other rivals still sought to undermine his authority. Accusations flew against Symmachus, some claiming misconduct and even plotting to remove him by force or counsel. His opponents convened synods aimed at his deposition, seeking to exploit every possible avenue to unseat him. The Pope, however, stood unwavering, confident in the righteousness of his cause and the strength of his conviction. In response to these trials, Symmachus leaned heavily on prayer, humility, and wise counsel. He surrounded himself with loyal advisors and sought to govern with justice and mercy. His steadfastness inspired many clergy and laypeople alike to rally around him, reinforcing the Church's foundation in turbulent times. His correspondence and decrees reveal a man deeply committed to reform. He emphasized the need for moral discipline among clergy, the care of the poor and vulnerable, and the importance of preserving the unity of the Christian community. Through his leadership, the Church began to heal, emerging stronger and more resolute. Symmachus's papacy was not just about defending a title, but about embodying the true spirit of service and sacrifice. His endurance through conflict left a legacy of courage that would echo through the centuries. Chapter 4. Champion of Church Autonomy. One of Pope Symmachus' most enduring legacies was his unwavering defense of the Church's independence from secular powers. In an era when kings and rulers sought to control religious authority, Symmachus stood as a bulwark protecting the sacred mission of the papacy. King Theodoric, the Ostrogothic ruler, wielded immense political power over Rome and its surroundings. Though he initially supported Symmachus, the relationship was complex. Theodoric expected loyalty and often tried to influence church decisions for political gain. Yet Symmachus recognized that the spiritual authority of the Church must not be shackled by earthly rulers. This conviction led Symmachus to navigate a perilous path, asserting boldly that the Pope's authority derived directly from God. His leadership became a symbol of resistance against the creeping influence of secular powers over the Church's internal affairs. Through skillful diplomacy, Symmachus maintained a tense but respectful balance with Theodoric's regime. He worked to protect church properties, uphold canon law, and safeguard the freedom of the clergy. His firm stance ensured that the papacy could operate independently, guiding the faithful without interference. This struggle laid the foundation for the future relationship between church and state, influencing centuries of theological and political thought. Symmachus's courage and wisdom in defending ecclesiastical autonomy would resonate through history, inspiring later popes to stand strong in the face of worldly pressures. Chapter 5. Enduring Legacy and Final Days. As the years of his papacy wore on, Pope Symmachus faced the physical toll of age and the weight of responsibility that only a shepherd of souls could bear. Yet his devotion never faltered. His final years were marked by continued efforts to strengthen the Church's spiritual and moral fabric. Symmachus expanded charitable works, establishing and supporting hospitals and shelters for the poor and sick, embodying Christ's call to serve the least among us. His care for the marginalized endeared him to many, and his example inspired countless acts of mercy. He also focused on education, encouraging the training of clergy to be both learned and holy, ensuring the Church's future was in capable hands. By emphasizing discipline and piety among priests, he sought to restore faith in the Church's leadership amid lingering doubts from earlier conflicts. Despite ongoing challenges, Symmachus remained a symbol of hope and stability for Rome's Christians. His sermons called for unity, forgiveness, and steadfast faith, reminding believers that true strength comes from God. When his earthly journey ended, the Church mourned the loss of a courageous leader who had navigated storms both political and spiritual with grace. His legacy was not only in reforms or battles won, but in the enduring spirit of faith he instilled in the community. Saint Symmachus's life stands as a testament to leadership through service, resilience in adversity, and unwavering trust in divine providence, qualities that continue to inspire the Church today. Epilogue, a light that still shines. Saint Symmachus's journey reminds us that the path of faith is often marked by trials, Yet it is through these very struggles that true greatness is forged. His courage to stand firm against division, his unwavering defense of the Church's sacred mission, and his compassionate leadership continue to inspire believers today. Those centuries have passed, his legacy lives on, a beacon of hope, resilience, and holiness for all who seek to serve with heart and humility. Thank you for joining us in this journey through the life of Saint Symmachus, a pope whose story is both epic and deeply human. We hope this tale of faith and perseverance has inspired you. Please like, subscribe, and share our videos if you wish to explore more stories of the saints and their extraordinary lives. May peace and blessings be with you always.